Maybe you are divorced. Maybe you are widowed. Maybe you have been a single parent for most of your life, and now, sometimes unexpectedly and sometimes very carefully, you find yourself in a serious romantic relationship in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond. If that is where you are in life, this conversation is for you. Because love later in life is not the same as love when you are young. It is not worse. It is not better. It is fundamentally different. It comes carrying decades of lived experience. It comes with former marriages, long relationships, children, adult children, financial histories, grief, loyalty, habits, independence, and wounds that were not created overnight. This is not a relationship that starts from nothing. It is a relationship that begins with two full lives meeting each other. And that reality requires a different kind of wisdom. Many people say, I am finally starting over. But the truth is, you are not starting over. You are starting again. Starting over implies a clean slate. Starting again means you bring your life with you. You bring your patterns. You bring what worked. You bring what failed. You bring what you learned the hard way. You bring what you still struggle with. You bring your family ties, your fears of loss, your fear of dependence, and your fear of being hurt again. Your partner is doing the same. If you expect this relationship to feel light and simple in the way young love sometimes does, you may feel disappointed. This kind of relationship is not built on fantasy or possibility. It is built on reality, and reality can be beautiful if you respect it. One of the first things that must be understood in later life relationships is this: you are not replacing anyone. If your partner was married before, you are not replacing an ex-spouse. If your partner is widowed, you are not replacing the person they lost. If your partner raised children with someone else, you are not erasing that history. Trying to compete with the past is one of the fastest ways to destroy trust and emotional safety. You cannot win a competition with memories, shared history, or grief. The past will always carry emotional weight because it helped shape who your partner is. Mature love understands this. It does not feel threatened by it. Especially when loss is involved, this is critical. Grief is not evidence that your partner loves you less. It is evidence that they are capable of deep attachment. Those two truths can exist at the same time. Later life love requires emotional security, not rivalry. Another unavoidable reality is family, especially children. When children exist, even adult children, you are not just entering a relationship with one person. You are stepping into an existing family system. Family systems have momentum. They have habits, roles, loyalties, expectations, and unspoken rules that were formed over many years. Those systems do not reorganize themselves simply because a new relationship appears. Your partner's relationship with their children did not begin when you arrived, and it cannot be rewritten overnight to accommodate your comfort. That does not mean you are unimportant. It means you are entering something complex. If your partner has minor children, clarity is essential. Vague roles create chaos. Clear roles create safety. It must be discussed openly what your role is. Are you a supportive adult? Are you involved in decision-making? Are you involved in discipline or not at all? Who sets the rules? Who carries responsibility? Children do not need power struggles between adults. They need consistency. If your partner has adult children, the challenges are different. Adult children may feel protective. They may feel loyal to the other parent. They may feel angry about a divorce that happened years ago. They may still be grieving a deceased parent. Or they may simply be uncomfortable with change. Adult children do not need to approve of your relationship for it to be valid, but they do deserve respect. The most destructive dynamic in later life relationships is when a partner feels forced to choose between their children and their romantic relationship. Healthy relationships do not demand loyalty tests. This requires boundaries, not ultimatums. Your partner must be willing to maintain a respectful tone with their children. Disrespect should not be ignored. At the same time, you must understand that you cannot control how adult children feel. Respect is the goal, not forced closeness. Introducing adult children should be handled with care. It should be gradual, low pressure, neutral environments, short interactions at first, no emotional ambushes, no expectations of immediate warmth, no pressure to discuss the past. You are not trying to become a replacement parent or a best friend. You are establishing yourself as a stable, respectful presence in their parents' life. Over time, when people are emotionally reasonable, this often helps the relationship. Secrecy breeds suspicion. Visibility reduces tension. Another major area where later life relationships struggle is control disguised as commitment. After divorce, betrayal, or loss, fear often sits quietly underneath the surface. Fear of abandonment, fear of being secondary, fear of being replaced, fear of financial vulnerability, fear of emotional dependency. That fear sometimes turns into control. Control can look like wanting to dictate how often your partner sees their family, being offended by family obligations, expecting to be included in everything, needing constant reassurance, interpreting boundaries as rejection, expecting decades of habits to change quickly. Control does not create security, it erodes it. Commitment is not ownership. Commitment is trust. A mature relationship allows each person to maintain healthy connections outside the partnership while choosing each other consistently and openly. Space is another essential component of later life love. By this stage in life, people are accustomed to autonomy. They have routines, they have personal rhythms. They may need alone time, they may need time with family, they may need time to process grief or stress privately. Space is healthy when it is communicated clearly. Space becomes destructive when it is used as punishment. Silent treatment, emotional withdrawal, withholding affection to gain power, these behaviors damage trust. If you need space, say it honestly. If you need time, define it clearly. If you need reassurance, ask for it directly. This is adult communication. Money is not a secondary topic in later life relationships. It is a central one. Finances represent safety, independence, power, fear, and history. By this point in life, people have strong emotional relationships with money, shaped by years of experience. Avoiding money conversations is not romantic. It is dangerous. You need to talk openly about debt, income, retirement accounts, pensions, obligations to children, obligations to aging parents, spending habits, saving habits, and expectations. Many later life couples do best with a hybrid financial model. Separate personal accounts combined with a shared household account for expenses. This allows autonomy while maintaining fairness and transparency. There is no single correct financial structure, but silence creates resentment. If the relationship is serious, legal and financial protection matters deeply. Without marriage or legal documentation, a partner may have no authority in medical emergencies, no inheritance rights, no access to shared resources, and no legal standing in critical situations. This is not about mistrust. It is about reality. Wills, powers of attorney, healthcare directives, beneficiary designations, and clear property agreements are acts of care. They protect both partners and their families. Marriage later in life can offer significant legal and practical benefits. It can also affect Social Security benefits in some cases. For some people, marriage strengthens protection. For others, it may complicate benefits. This is why decisions about marriage later in life should be informed, not impulsive or fear-driven. A prenuptial agreement, if marriage is chosen, can be a respectful planning tool. It clarifies expectations and protects both partners and their children. It is not a statement of doubt. It is a statement of responsibility. Another overlooked element in later life relationships is therapy. Therapy is not only for crisis. It is often most effective before resentment hardens. It helps couples navigate blended families, unresolved grief, attachment wounds, financial disagreements, and communication breakdowns. Choosing therapy is choosing the relationship. Intimacy also changes with age. Bodies change, energy changes, health changes, confidence changes. The goal of intimacy becomes less about performance and more about safety, connection, and honesty. Later life intimacy thrives on communication, reassurance, affection, and emotional presence. Friendship becomes one of the strongest pillars of mature love. Checking in regularly, asking how your partner is feeling, asking if something is unresolved, making room for difficult conversations before they become distance. Later life love is not loud, it is steady. It is built on peace rather than intensity, on trust rather than control, on honesty rather than illusion, on respect rather than rivalry. You are not building a fantasy, you are building a life. And when two people who know loss, responsibility, and resilience choose each other with care, later life love can become one of the safest, deepest, and most meaningful relationships a person ever experiences. not despite the past, but because of it.